Before you watch another video, before you let your attention drift away, stop. This isn't another feel-good message. This is not motivational fluff wrapped in Bible verses. What you're about to hear may be the single most spiritually powerful message you'll receive this entire year, and it might explain why your family has struggled for generations with lack, debt, or missed opportunities. Because today, we're not hoping, we're not suggesting. We are declaring, boldly and biblically, that your family's poverty curse has already been broken, not next year, not when conditions are perfect, now. But here's the key. It only applies if you recognize the three signs. These signs are spiritual markers, biblical patterns. They are how God confirms that you've been chosen, not just to break the curse, but to reverse it. And what's even more shocking, these signs aren't hidden in some secret code or religious tradition. They are written clearly and powerfully in the Word of God. In fact, one of them has been sitting in plain sight for over 3,000 years, in a verse you've probably heard before, but never truly understood. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you pray, how much you tithe, or how long you wait, breakthrough just never seems to arrive? That maybe you're not one of the lucky ones? That maybe God's blessings were for someone else? If so, it's not your fault. You were never meant to carry that weight. What you're feeling is the echo of a spiritual curse, a generational blockage that started long before you were born. But the good news? God has already provided a way out, and He's confirming it to you right now through signs only the chosen can recognize. If you're watching this, it's not by accident. This is divine alignment. This message is the first of the three confirmations you've been crying out for. And in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to show you the first sign. But you must understand something. If you skip ahead, if you lose focus, the rest of this message will lose its power. Because this first sign unlocks everything. Now look closely. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to produce wealth, not your job, not your background, not your degrees or your bank. It is He who gives you the power." Did you catch that? God doesn't drop money in your lap. He gives you power. Power is spiritual. It's invisible. It's already working behind the scenes. That means, even if you don't see it in your wallet yet, something is shifting in the unseen realm right now. But here's the twist. Most people never activate that power because they've been conditioned to believe poverty equals holiness, that lack equals loyalty, that financial suffering is part of carrying the cross, and nothing could be further from the truth. That mindset is the real curse, and it's exactly what we're here to break today. So before we go deeper, before we even get to the first visible sign that proves your family's curse is breaking, I want you to do something prophetic. If your heart is pounding, if something in your spirit knows this is truth, I want you to comment the word breakthrough right now, not just to engage, but to activate. Because this is bigger than YouTube. This is a moment of spiritual awakening, a confirmation that heaven is speaking, and you're finally ready to listen. The first sign is unlike anything you've felt before. It's not random, and it's definitely not emotional hype. It's a spiritual shift, an internal awakening that has nothing to do with motivation or self-help. This isn't about thinking positive. This is a supernatural signal that heaven has just repositioned your life, and you can't explain it. You just feel it. It might have started quietly, a moment of stillness, a breath that felt heavier than usual, a dream that wouldn't leave your spirit. Suddenly fear began to lift, that anxious pressure in your chest, gone, and in its place, peace, a calm you couldn't earn or fake. That's not psychology. That's not coincidence. That's God moving. That's the poverty curse breaking at its root. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "For the Lord your God gives you the power to get wealth, not someday, not when you're perfect, not when the economy shifts. Now, right now. And that power doesn't come from hustle. It comes from heaven. You've prayed, you've fasted, you've tried to be good, but nothing shifted until this. This shift is sacred. When God wants to break a generational curse, He starts in your spirit before He touches your wallet. You don't need a preacher to confirm it, because when it happens, you know you know. You feel it deep, a divine knowing. Something inside you said, "I'm not staying stuck. I was made for more." That, right there, is the first sign. Your heart knows. The chains inside you have cracked. Something is changing. The poverty mindset is being uprooted. And your spirit? It's finally aligned with what God spoke over your bloodline. If you feel that, If sign number 1 already stirred something inside you, type "Yes, God" in the comments right now so heaven sees your agreement. And don't leave, because what's coming next will shake you even deeper. And just when you started sensing that inner shift, here comes the second sign, a confirmation so clear that only heaven could orchestrate it. The door that once felt sealed, blocked, or invisible suddenly swings open. And this isn't just a cracked door of chance. This is an opening so divine, so precise, that it forces you to stop and ask, how did this even happen? It's not coincidence, it's covenant. And here's the truth. Most people blame the enemy for delay, but what if it wasn't the devil? What if it was your own mindset, your own limitation, your own fear that stood in the way? Because when God breaks a spiritual curse, He doesn't just free your heart, He shifts your reality. Revelation 3:8 says it clearly, "I have set before you an open door, which no one can shut." Not your past, not your family, not your mistakes, not even your self-doubt. When heaven declares it, it's done. Maybe you've seen it already. Someone reached out unexpectedly. An idea resurfaced that you gave up on. A conversation happened that turned into a divine connection. Maybe a client said yes when you thought they forgot about you. Maybe someone offered help when you least expected. And the craziest part? These are doors you didn't chase. You didn't manipulate. They weren't on your calendar. That's how you know it's God. These are doors written in heaven, not designed by man. They carry peace, clarity, and confirmation. You don't have to force them. You just walk through. If even one door has opened in your life recently, a door that felt impossible before, that is your confirmation. The curse is cracking, and opportunity is chasing you down. It's not a coincidence, it's a calling. Drop the word "opened" in the comments if you've seen it. Share your door. Someone else might need your story. And keep watching, because the third sign is deeper than both of these. And now, here comes the third sign, the one that doesn't shout, but whispers louder than the world. It's peace, not the kind that comes from a good day or an easy week. No, this is the peace that shows up when nothing makes sense, when the bills are unpaid, when the relationship feels broken, when your future looks like fog, but somehow your spirit isn't shaken. You feel still, grounded, like your soul is wrapped in something invisible and holy. That's not mental discipline. That's not positive thinking. That is divine evidence. It's the spiritual mark of someone whose curse is being shattered. Philippians 4:7 says, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds." Guard, not cover, not delay. Guard. That's a military term in the spiritual world. It means heaven has posted angels around your emotions. And it's a sign that what tormented past generations in your bloodline has finally lost its grip on you. You don't react the way you used to. You don't spiral. You don't collapse. Even when the storm outside is screaming, there's a calm inside that doesn't flinch. It's a divine contradiction. Chaos on the outside, calm on the inside. And that calm is not weakness. It's power. It's alignment. It's God's fingerprint on your nervous system, a clear signal that transformation has begun. And maybe you didn't notice it before, but now that you look back, the panic is gone. The restlessness is fading. The insomnia broke. The fear of lack dissolved. It's not that everything is perfect. It's that you're no longer a prisoner to it. And that's one of the rarest signs. Supernatural peace in unnatural pressure. It's unexplainable, but it's undeniable. If that's your reality right now, even if everything still looks messy, and yet you feel stillness deep inside, then drop the words "I feel it" in the comments. Because someone else out there needs to know they're not the only one. You've seen it. You've felt it. The three signs weren't random. They weren't emotional guesses or wishful thinking. They were spiritual confirmations, divine fingerprints left in the middle of your ordinary life. The first was the internal shift, that sacred moment where something invisible changed. No one else saw it, but inside you knew. You stopped begging God to rescue you from poverty and started realizing He had already handed you power. The second was external. Doors you never thought would open, did. And they didn't open because of effort or networking. They opened because heaven had already written the date they would unlock. That opportunity, that connection, that breakthrough wasn't by chance. It was by covenant. And then the third, the rarest, the peace. A peace that makes no sense. A peace that doesn't check your bank account, doesn't ask how many bills are left unpaid. A peace that shows up when everything says you should be afraid, and yet you're not. that peace is not passive, it is prophetic. It means the curse that used to run your family doesn't run you anymore. God has broken the cycle. Poverty was the pattern, but now prosperity, real prosperity, soul-level prosperity, has entered. You didn't force it. You didn't buy it. You didn't fake it. You aligned with it. And that's the shift that changes everything. Because when your soul prospers, your hands will follow. Your ideas will multiply. Your path will straighten. And what held your father, your mother, your grandparents will no longer touch you. This is generational reversal. And you're the first to recognize it. God didn't wait for perfection. He waited for readiness. And now you're ready. That's why this message found you. That's why, out of all the noise on the internet, you're still here. You're not average. You're anointed. And this is your sign. If this spoke to you, even one of the signs, I want you to drop it in the comments right now. Type shift if you felt the internal change. Type opened if a door has miraculously opened in your life. Type I feel it if peace has flooded your spirit like never before. Or, if you believe this whole message was for you, type my curse is broken. Because the power of confession and agreement multiplies when we declare it out loud. Every time you comment, you're not just engaging, you're activating. You're stepping into what God already began. And someone else reading your comment might find the courage to believe again. So don't hold it in. This is your moment. So before you scroll away or click to the next video, I need you to do one more thing. Not for me, but for what's shifting inside you right now. In the comments below, declare the sign that's happening in your life. Just type one word, shift, if you've felt that undeniable change in your spirit. Opened, if a door has miraculously appeared before you. Or peace, if chaos is still swirling around you but your soul is calm like never before. These aren't just comments, they're confessions. Prophetic echoes that align your spirit with the truth God has already written about you. And yes, I will read them. But more importantly, the Holy Spirit responds to those who declare. Now, hit subscribe, because the next video will reveal something almost no one is teaching. The biblical principle of prosperity that's hidden in the life of Joseph. And if you've ever felt stuck, overlooked, or underestimated, what you'll discover in that message could double your spiritual momentum. And finally, don't keep this breakthrough to yourself. Someone you know is carrying the same curse you just saw break. Share this video now. Post it, send it, text it. Because when you share light, you multiply miracles. You're not just a viewer anymore, you're a vessel.